the hot and cold symptoms are coming up again for me, and I've been on the path for 4 years. So I'm just wondering, is that still the purification process that I guess the Kundalini is still trying to, I guess, beat out of me? And then the other question I have is, for the last 2.5 years, I've been feeling a huge blockage on the right side of my shoulder. And what happens sometimes is I have to lay down for about 3 hours, and I can feel the energy trying to go through the block. And at times it will go through, and then all of a sudden I feel this sense of relief and I start to cry, and I feel all this energy go up to my head. And then at times it just is stuck there, and I just can't seem to understand why. I know it has to go through 7 layers of our being, if not more, but I just can't seem to get past that. And it causes a lot of pain. It's almost as if somebody's doing an operation on my back. So I just have those two questions for you. If anybody
Yeah.
can relate to that, that would be great.
So, where does the energy sort of seem to get stuck after it moves through the blockage? Is it stuck like somewhere else in your back, or?
It tends to go up my right to my throat area, and then I feel I have to be able to clear it out of my throat. And I try to do breath work, and I try to, sometimes I have to cough it up.
Mhm.
And then at times it'll go right up to my head, and then I get all this energy in my head. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And is that associated with the heat as well? The hot and cold? Is this kind of happening alongside this types of experiences?
No, the hot and cold is happening. I experienced it when I first went through my awakening, but I'm experiencing it now more so. For example, right now I am like just burning up, and then I'll get really, really cold. And I was just, yeah, I'm thinking, I know there's phases, and I'm just wondering why I'm experiencing this again. And I don't know if this has anything to do with the ascension too. I don't know if the two work hand in hand. I know you talked a little bit about it, but it's there's just so much going on from an energetic perspective. It can become very confusing.
Yeah, it definitely can become very confusing. It sounds like the energy is working through the blockages in the shoulder, and then it does make its way upwards, which is a good thing. The fluctuations in temperature, um, though uncomfortable at times, they are necessary. So Kundalini does require a certain heat to move through the body, and this is why um, some may engage in say like hot yoga practices or fire type breathing to build up heat in the body to create an environment for the Kundalini to work. So sometimes the heat happens spontaneously because it's conducive to allowing this process to unfold. However, at sometimes there can be an imbalance when it comes to the Ida and Pingala nadis, which are the energetic channels that run sort of crisscross around Sushumna Nadi. And they regulate masculine and feminine, lunar and solar energies, heat and cold in the body. You mentioned doing some breath work. What type of breath work do you engage in?
Typically, what I do is, I think it's called the lion's breath. What I do is I tilt my head back, open up my mouth, and let my tongue come out, so I can hopefully, I try to move the energy through, and that's
Hmm.
basically it. And I also do alternate nostril breathing. I mean, I don't do as much as I should, and long, deep, long breathing.
Okay. Okay. So I typically as a teacher, I typically don't recommend anybody engages in breath work only because I'm not familiar enough to support them through it, and it can be quite powerful energetically. However, because you're already familiar with alternate nostril breathing, I'll invite you to consider engaging in a more consistent practice of that, maybe every day or whatnot, because alternate nostril breathing is known to bring balance to Ida and Pingala nadis, and that can actually balance out some of the temperature fluctuations in the body. Um, so consider a consistent practice with that. if at any point it gets too intense, your body's screaming, no, don't do this, or you keep finding that through synchronicity, you're getting interrupted. You know, you go to sit and do breath work and your phone rings, then you go to sit to do breath work again and your doorbell rings. Like, it's maybe some sign saying, hey, don't do this. But if everything is working out for you, engage in some gentle alternate nostril breathing and see if it can bring some balance to your system. So that's how we can sort of see about the temperature fluctuations. In terms of the shoulder, right shoulder blockage type thing, it sounds like you're doing everything right. Just allow the energy to keep moving forward and moving up. And in time, that will be overcome and she will continue her progress forward. Yeah, a lot of this has to do with the ascension and all of this that's happening on the planet on a global scale. But at an individual level, we have to just, assume that, we have to take some responsibility for our path in our own way rather than feeling as if everything is happening to you because of what's going on the planet, though that may be the case, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I do. So from an imbalance perspective, can you just elaborate on that? Is there anything else like I could be doing? Is it
Um, there are some things to do with diet as well, which you can look into, like say Ayurveda. I'm not equipped enough to comment much, but if you look into Ayurveda and you just look into the general ideas of heat in the body, there may be some cooling foods that can also assist you as well. So you can follow your intuition and just kind of do some research, do a bit of a rabbit hole type exploration into Ayurveda and whatnot, because those Ayurveda is a sister science to yoga. So it's a sister science to all the breath work and the energies and the whatnot. And it can help us. It really can. So if you happen to be interested in going that direction, that may help as well with some imbalances.
wonderful? No, I was just going to say if anybody has any recommendations of any Ayurveda practitioners, I would greatly appreciate it. And it's funny because from a synchronicity perspective, that has come up a few times. And I've dismissed it. And for you to bring it up again, I really think that's something I have to explore. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.